Before we dive into something truly remarkable, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You do not want to miss what we have coming up today. It's the kind of story that collectors dream about, the kind of treasure that can make history feel real in your hands. Now, let's step into a world where history, rarity, and value collide. Imagine holding a small piece of history, a coin that's been quietly sitting in collections, wallets, and drawers for decades. Not just any coin, but a coin from South Africa, minted in 1977. A 50-cent piece that, at first glance, might seem ordinary. But as any seasoned collector knows, the magic is in the details, the story behind the metal, and the journey it has taken through time. Think about it for a moment. The year 1977, a time of transformation, of stories unfolding across the globe. Yet here was a small, unassuming coin silently bearing witness to history. It's made from quality metals, crafted with precision, carrying the markings that identify it not just as currency, but as a piece of art. Its design, the weight, the feel in your hand, all of these make it more than money. They make it a connection to a past that can never be replicated. Now, let's take a closer look at what makes a coin like this so captivating. To most people, it's just change. But to the collector, every scratch, every patina, every slight discoloration tells a story. It's like holding a whisper of the past. And here's something interesting. Coins like this don't just sit still. Over decades, they can quietly increase in value, catching the attention of serious collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike. You might ask, why would someone care about a 50-cent coin from 1977 in South Africa? Well, the short answer is rarity, condition, and demand. The long answer, that's where the excitement really begins. Coins from this era can show incredible variation, from mint-quality pieces that look almost new to circulated coins that have weathered decades in pockets, drawers, and safes. And in the collector's world, those nuances are everything. Now, I know many of you watching have been around long enough to understand the thrill of a rare find. Maybe you felt the adrenaline of spotting a coin in a jar of change that makes you think, could this be something special? Or maybe you've held a coin and realized it's not just about money. It's about a tangible piece of a story you can hold, examine, and pass down. That's what makes collecting so addictive. And this 1977 50-cent coin is a prime example. Let's talk specifics. Without boring you with endless statistics, this coin is appreciated for its design, its composition, and its role in South Africa's monetary history. It's not just a collector's item, it's a historical artifact. Imagine showing it to friends or family and explaining, this little piece of metal once traveled through thousands of hands, across decades, in a country that has changed in ways unimaginable. That story alone elevates it from mere currency to a conversation starter, a point of pride, and, in some cases, a serious investment. Now, let's consider the mindset of serious collectors, the ones who don't just chase coins, but chase stories, history, and legacy. For them, a coin like this isn't just about face value. They evaluate it based on rarity, condition, and significance. Even slight differences in minting marks or minor variations in design can make a coin exponentially more valuable. And that's where our 1977 South African 50-cent coin comes in. While many coins from that era exist, the right one, in the right condition, can command attention that most people would never imagine for a piece of metal this small. And here's a tip for any collector or investor watching. Patience is everything. Rare coins are not about instant gratification. They are about waiting, watching, and knowing when the right opportunity comes along. For decades, collectors have quietly been acquiring these coins, holding onto them, waiting for the market to recognize their worth. That's why stories like this one are so exciting, because sometimes the treasure you hold in your hands is worth far more than anyone could have predicted. But let's pause for a moment and consider the human element. Coins like this are not just about money or history, they are about people. They've changed hands, been gifted, lost, found, and cherished. They've survived wars, political changes, economic ups and downs. They've been a witness to everyday life, a silent observer of moments big and small. Holding one connects you to that history in a way that no book or documentary ever could. You're holding not just a coin, but a story, a memory, and a piece of the world. For men of a certain age, There's something uniquely satisfying about this. We've seen generations pass, economies change, and the value of money fluctuate. Holding a coin like this reminds you that real value isn't always measured in dollars or cents. It's measured in legacy, in stories, in connections. And this coin, seemingly small and simple, carries all of that with it. Now, imagine sitting down with your grandchildren or friends and showing them a coin that could be decades old, explaining its journey, its rarity, and its craftsmanship. Suddenly, history becomes personal, tangible, and exciting. And if you've ever felt the thrill of holding something valuable in your hands, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value. Here's where the story takes an incredible turn. This particular 1977 South African 50-cent coin, depending on its condition and the collector market, can be worth, wait for it, up to $15 million. Yes, you heard that right, millions. What seems like a simple coin from your past could, under the right circumstances, be the key to a remarkable fortune. And that, my friends, is the magic of rare coin collecting. A small piece of metal can hold stories, history, and yes, unimaginable value. So, if you've enjoyed this journey into history, craftsmanship, and potential fortune, don't forget to subscribe and stay connected. Who knows what other treasures we'll uncover together? Today, it's a 1977 50-cent coin from South Africa. Tomorrow, it could be another piece of history waiting quietly to tell its story and perhaps reward you beyond your wildest expectations.
It's more than just a coin. The 1980 South African 50 cents is a tangible piece of history, a silent witness to decades past, crafted not from luxury metals, but from nickel, yet carrying a wealth of meaning far beyond its material. When you hold it, you hold a story of South Africa during the late 20th century, of national identity, of art, and of currency change. In 1980 the Union, later Republic of South Africa, was still under the system that issued coins featuring the coat of arms on one face and native flora on the other. This 50 cents coin belongs to the second decimal series, introduced in 1965, which replaced the earlier pre-decimal 5 shillings coin. That earlier coin was made of silver, but from 1965 onwards, the 50 cents denomination was struck in nickel fine, a more durable choice for general circulation. Online coin.club +2 Munstack International Coins +2 This coin weighs 9.50 grams, measures about 27.85 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of approximately 2.20 to 2.21 millimeters. Munstack International Coins +2 Online coin.club +2 Its edge is plain, smooth, no ridges, no special indentations. Online coin.club +1 It was produced by the South African Mint, sometimes referred to as the Pretoria or Centurion Mint. When it was issued, nearly 4.3 million was struck, more exactly, around 4,268,000 in the regular circulation mintage, plus small figures for proof and others. Veronum +2 Online coin.club +2 On one face, the coin shows the coat of arms of South Africa. This emblem is rich in symbolism, quartered shield-bearing iconography for the 4 provinces, Transvaal, Cape Province, Natal, and the Orange Free State. Supporting animals, crest, shield, all of them carry weight. Around the central arms, in bold yet elegant lettering, are the dual names South Africa and SUID Africa, indicating both English and Afrikaans. The date, 1980, sits beneath. And in near-invisible script, the initials TS for Tommy Sassin, the designer, appear. Online coin.club +2 Munstack International Coins +2 Flip it over, and you find a beautiful arrangement of 3 flowers, the arum lily, the African lily, and the striking strelitzia, better known as bird of paradise. These are not random decorative additions, they speak of South Africa's natural wealth, of endemic flora, of landscapes and gardens one can imagine under expensive South African skies. To the right is the large numeral +50, for 50 cents. Again, the designer's initials are discreetly included. Online coin.club +1 Though made for circulation, coins of this sort have gradually been withdrawn. The 1980 50 cents was in use up until coins were redesigned and new materials introduced, notably when the third decimal series came in around 1990, featuring smaller steel-based coins. Online coin.club +1 Thus, while many saw everyday use, surviving specimens with strong detail, minimal wear, sharp edges, crisp artwork, and clean fields are becoming harder to find. Those are the ones collectors truly covet. Rarity for this coin is moderate to scarce, depending heavily on condition. Because millions were produced, common or heavily worn examples are abundant. But well-preserved pieces, especially uncirculated examples, or those with proof strikes, fetch attention. Coins having bright surfaces, no corrosion, crisp lettering, and well-defined design elements command premium among numismatists. Some may even seek versions with particular die varieties, though for 1980 the regular variety is the standard. Online coin.club +2 Manstack International Coins +2 The imagery itself carries weight. The coat of arms speaks of province, unity, history. The flowers speak of natural beauty and national pride. The bilingual inscriptions tell of a multilingual society. The choice of metal and size reflect economic choices of the era, nickel for durability in daily use, rather than precious metals, and a substantial size so that 50 cents felt like a meaningful denomination. The transition from this large, nickel coin to later, smaller steel ones marks a shift, of economy, of practicality, and of the symbols used by a country changing both politically and socially. Holding one of these coins today is to touch the transition. Collectors often evaluate such a coin along several axes: grade, rarity, eye appeal, toning, luster, strike quality, centering, and surface condition. A nicely struck 1980 50 cents with even color, clear floral details, no dings or gouges, sharp edges, and full inscriptions can look stunning, especially when held against light or viewed under a magnifier. In contrast, a coin that is heavily circulated, worn down, with flattened rims or faded design details, will appeal mostly for its historical value rather than as an investment piece. As for market values, common, circulated 1980 50 cents coins often sell for very modest sums, just a few dollars depending on condition. But in contrast, pristine examples, or those certified by grading authorities, can trade for far higher prices. When collectors want one of superb condition, perhaps in proof or near-proof state, or with exceptional toning or uniqueness, the value steps up dramatically. This coin also tells a personal story. Imagine someone putting it in their pocket to pay for daily items in 1980 South Africa. It passed from hands, from markets, from buses, maybe from school fees, groceries, or travel. Over time, many were lost, others damaged, others melted down or discarded. Few survived in excellent shape. Thus each surviving high-grade specimen is a survivor of time. If you want to display one, such a coin is perfect for numismatic showcases, albums, coin cases, lecterns with soft fabric, light angle to show the relief on the arms, the petals of the flowers, the shine of the nickel without overglare. It's not just a coin, it's a talking piece. For history lovers, for art lovers, for those who treasure symbols, for collectors who appreciate national identity embodied in metal, the legacy of this 1980 50 cents coin lives on in museums, in private collections, in online galleries. It is catalogued under KM number 87. It is studied, admired, traded, preserved. Its story is a reminder that even everyday objects, the coins in one's change, can carry stories of nations, cultures, artistry, and change.